Hey there, welcome back. Let's talk about The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon by Stephen King. I picked this one up. I was still in the mood for standalones, and so I had just read Carrie. Obviously, if you watch that video, I love that book. And I saw this one sitting around and thought, all right, I'll give it a try. And unfortunately, this one was not so great. I don't have a ton of experience with Stephen King books, but it seems like I either love them or they're pretty meh. And this one was pretty meh. So let's start with no spoilers. We'll do no spoilers and just kind of talk about what the book is about. We've got a girl named Trish, 9 years old. She goes off on a little hiking trip with her mom and brother. Now, the family is split up. The mom and dad don't live together. The kids are kind of going back and forth. Her older brother has issues with everything, of course, and he and their mom are always fighting. So when they go off on this little hiking trip, of course, it's just fighting, arguing, and Trish is kind of lolling behind, just trying to get through the day. And at one point, she has to go to the bathroom. She tries to tell them, guys, I need to go to the bathroom, but they're too wrapped up in their arguing to hear her. So she figures, I'll go off real quick, do my business, and then, I know they're going to the right over here on the trail. So she thinks I'll get done and I'll just kind of cut through the woods to where the path meets up. So she gets done, she kind of cuts through to the way she thinks they're going. She can hear their voices, but as she keeps walking, she realizes, oh, it's not this way. And then she can no longer hear their voices. And now she's a 9-year-old girl lost in the woods. And that is pretty much all the book is about. We've got Trish lost in the woods trying to find her way back. She starts out her first few days thinking, somebody will find me. And then the days go on and on and on. So with this story, the Stephen King thing about it is what's in the woods watching her, because we get some hints that something's out there maybe. She hears noises. She notices when she wakes up that some things around her have changed. There's patterns in the leaves that weren't there when she went to sleep. So for us readers, that's what it is. It's like, ooh, what's out there? What's out there? What's following her? What kind of trouble she's going to run into. I will say that King does a very good job, I think, making the trials and problems she has to overcome very believable. Obviously, you can't have a 9-year-old girl going up against a grizzly bear or a mountain lion, trying to fend it off or jumping through trees, trying to get away from it. So, she has very simple things to overcome. Usually it's just, getting herself in trouble, not watching where she's walking, falling down, or, getting hurt like that. So it's a very believable story. Everything she knows about the woods, she knows because they've gone hiking there before. So she knows about some of the berries and plants that she can eat. So yeah, I mean, it's a fine survival story, but when it comes to that thing you want, the Stephen King part of it, what's in the woods? Is it going to be something supernatural, or what's going on out there? And it kind of falls short there with me. And now the Tom Gordon part, in this book, he's a baseball player, and she's got her Walkman with her that she flips on each night, or at least when she knows the Boston Red Sox are going to be on the radio, because that's one thing that her and her dad bonded over whenever they're together listening to and watching the Red Sox game. And she's especially, into the relief pitcher, Tom Gordon. So she's listening to the games when she can, and even when it comes to it, when she's out walking, she starts to have visions of Tom Gordon. There he is out in the woods walking with her and talking to him. So it's like a coping mechanism, or something familiar, or somebody with a hero status for her, really, that she can talk to and try to, lean on to guide her through, this situation, or at least get her through the next hour. So that's really where the Tom Gordon part comes in. And, I guess it pays off in the end with what happens, but for me, trying to connect that and her thinking and the whole story, it just didn't come together for me. It's just a girl lost in the woods, and it feels like he tries to shove this baseball connection in, for the ending payoff. which for me just it didn't do much for me at the end. I finished the book and I was like, okay, not going to recommend this to anybody. Not going to think about it past this review. So if you haven't read it and you want to go read it, be my guest. If you've got nothing else to read, I guess, it did only take, what was it, like 240 pages? It's very short and it is a quick read. I read it in a day. I started one afternoon and I finished the next morning. So if you're waiting for a book to come in the mail or something and you've got time and it's sitting around, you need something to do, pick it up. Don't stick it in the middle of your to read list. Don't worry about it. This is a very forgetful story, a very forgetful novel, and yeah, that pretty much does it. So we're going to jump to spoilers, which is not going to be long because there's really not much there. So if you haven't read the book, we'll see you later. Please like and subscribe to the channel. You can jump to the end. I'll talk about the next book I'm going to review, but for now, I will see you later. If you're sticking around for spoilers, we're going in 3, 2, 1. Spoiler time. All right. So for spoilers, obviously the only thing we're thinking about, A, is she going to make it out of there? But really, what is the thing? The thing. And I'm going through here and you're thinking maybe it's supernatural. Sometimes it might seem like it's an animal. But then we see that deer that's decapitated and the body didn't get eaten. You start to think, okay, an animal would have started to eat it. But so now you're kind of wondering, all right, maybe it is something different. And then she has those dreams or hallucinations about the cult. What was it? Those 3 people in the robes. And now you're thinking, okay, that could be interesting. Maybe there's a cult out there. But towards the end, I kind of was getting less excited about finding out what it was, almost because I thought maybe it would be nothing. Because the longer we would go with her, and the more it seemed maybe she was hallucinating, imagining things, and I started to think, can I even trust what she's telling us? Can we trust her eyes, trust her ears? And yeah, so I kind of got hyped up thinking what it could be. And then once I started to see that she's kind of, losing her mind a little, I started to think, okay, maybe it's just nothing and it's going to turn out to be nothing. And it almost did. What was it? A black bear? A little black bear that comes up to her. And I mean, this is where the baseball stuff comes in, but it was just, I don't know, it felt cheesy to me. She's going to stand there in the pitcher's pose, arm raised like she's about to throw the ball, and the bear's staring at her, and then the hunter's there. And that was it. I don't know, maybe if any of you have been out and had experience with a bear, you can see how, oh, no, that would really work if she just raised up like that. I'm thinking, that had to be a pretty small bear up against a 9-year-old girl. So, yeah. Like I said, the journey was nice. I thought the whole part going through the woods, I thought all that, like I said, it was believable, like the trouble she would go through, the problems she would have. And as a survival story, yeah, I thought it was just fine. It's just that extra element that you want there to be maybe a little something more, and it fell flat for me. All right, it's the bear, and the hunter's there, and now we're done. So that is all I really have to say about that book. Like I said, I read it in a day. You can fly right through it, probably just as you did. And yeah, it's a forgettable one. All right, so let's move on to what I'm going to read next. And what I'm going to read next is something I've already finished, and it was pretty awesome. And that is The Bone Ships by R.J. Barker. So expect a video on this one coming up soon. And I've got the whole set here. Thanks to my mom for the birthday present. So yeah, I'm really excited to continue on with this. This one, the first book, took me only about a week to read. It's a pretty quick read. And then I've got the other 2 coming up. So stick around for The Bone Ships. Like and subscribe if you have not already. And I will see you next time. Bye.